Hi guys, it's Alex from Elite Personal Tutoring, and this is the AQA English Language GCSE Paper 1 Question 2 walkthrough. So the question's asking you to look in detail at the extract below from lines 10 to 19. Now obviously AQA are nice enough to paste the extract, so there's not really an excuse to not focus on these 9 lines, right? Okay, how does the writer use language here to describe the hyena's appearance? So question 2 of paper 1 is always a language question, and what you need to just bear in mind is that it's only about these 9 lines. So you actually get marks for words and phrases. You get marks for language features and techniques, which obviously is probably not going to really come as a surprise. But interestingly, you get marks for sentence forms, okay? Really, sentence forms are a structural feature. But AQA give you marks for it, so you might as well mention it, okay? When I say sentence forms, I'm talking about our short and long sentences. So first of all, we have a hyperbole, so it is ugly beyond redemption. And naming a language technique is cool, but analyzing the effects of it on the reader is kind of where you get your points, okay? So we have a hyperbole, but what's the effect of it? Well, to me, maybe we can say that the hyperbole emphasizes the ugliness of the hyena and maybe how repulsive it is to look at, which may create an unpleasant feeling for the reader. We also have a personal pronoun at the start in I. I am not one to hold a prejudice against any animal, which kind of sets a conversational tone, I would say. So anything tone is always language. So it sets a conversational tone. It talks about its shaggy, coarse coat, which kind of gives the feeling that the hyena's not neat and tidy. Yeah, so maybe we could say that the writer compares the hyena to a leopard to create a sense of juxtaposition between the two animals, with the hyena being portrayed as rough. Okay, let's move on. It also, so the text also says that the head is broad and too massive with a high forehead. So we have kind of the emphasis of two here to emphasize how big the head of the hyena actually is. Again, it's a bit of an exaggeration, and it's also quite funny. So we kind of have like a exaggerated. So we have an exaggerated and sort of satirical tone. And then we also have a simile like that of a bear. Again, it's sort of comparing the hyena to other animals to emphasize the ugliness of the hyena and its appearance. So yeah, maybe just make a note that it does use a simile. So maybe that can go down here. That the use of the simile compares the hyena's appearance to other animals. Which maybe create a clearer image for the reader of what the hyena looks like. Or appears like, to use the wording of the question, appears like. Or to use the wording of the question, appears like. Again, we have this emphasis of the nostrils being too big. We have the tail being scraggly and unwagging. Again, that's probably another word you could use to describe the hyenas. And then we have quite a graphic description, I suppose. It's a very unpleasant description. All the parts put together look dog-like, but like no dog anyone would want as a pet. So this is supposed to influence the reader to basically not want to be around the hyena, or maybe view the hyena as good looking. And yeah, this is basically what you need to do for the language question. You only need to do 2 paragraphs, okay? Point, evidence, explanation, analysis. And that's it really. You should pick out about 3 techniques or 4. You can pick out 2 and get full marks, but you just need to explain them really well. But ideally in an extract of 9 lines, there should be at least like 3 techniques or something. Remember, you get marks for the short sentences, so you could have also picked up on the short sentence just here about the nostrils being too big. So yeah, it's up to you how you get the marks, but just make sure you annotate it well and you're good to go.